Kentucky Fish and Wildlife kill a mountain lion in central Kentucky. Officers tell us it's the first time anyone has ever encountered this type of predator in the state.
A lot of clouds out there still. Now we're tracking colder temperatures, and I'm mentioning the possibility of some snow in that extended forecast.
Cleanup continues this afternoon after a train derailed into a creek in central Kentucky. Find out how long it could take to repair all that damage. Welcome to WKYT News at 4. I'm Amber Philpott reporting for you this afternoon. Well, here's a live look now of downtown Lexington, and we've seen some rain today, and that rain is starting to taper off here in the bluegrass, but there are some colder temperatures filtering in behind it. There is the gray day out there. We are also tracking some snow in our forecast. Let's check in with WKYT Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey. How about it, Chris?
Hey, you want it? We got it. We even started the day, Amber, with a little touch of thunder and lightning in parts of southern and southeastern Kentucky. Now it's back to the ugly part of the weather program. Right now, Lexington, we were seeing the clouds in the downtown area. How about on the east side of town? Hamburg Pavilion here in the distance. Overcast conditions, low 40s. So right on cue. Those temperatures today have been tumbling since very early this morning. Gusty winds making it feel like it's in the low and mid 30s. Live First Alert Defender continues to pick up on a couple of lighter showers. You get into parts of the Licking River Valley, Moorhead down toward West Liberty, Salyersville, back into Frenchburg and Campton, around the Wolfe County area. Most of the Lexington bluegrass region just seeing a little sprinkle from time to time, but the gray overcast conditions are just going to hang tough, and whatever's out there is kind of coming at us from northwest to southeast as everything is spiraling around that low pressure that 24 hours ago was well to our west. Well, it's off to our northeast now, so we're getting in on a much colder flow that is coming in out of the northwest. Coming up with the focus of the forecast in a little over 10 minutes, Amber, we'll track the snow chances that are lining up in that 7-day forecast.
All right, Chris, we will see you then. Thank you. It is a shocking sight in Kentucky. Fish and Wildlife confirms they found a mountain lion in Bourbon County. Take a look. This is a picture of that big cat, which wildlife officers shot and killed last night. As WKYT Sam Smith reports, officials say a woman spotted it while walking her dog. It's our top story at 4.
Folks here will now pay a little more attention to their animals outside after this mountain lion was spotted. A woman living off Redmond Road yesterday afternoon was walking her dog. Her dog scared the mountain lion up a tree. She took this photo and contacted animal control. A wild animal was more than animal control could handle, so Fish and Wildlife were called. Crews caught and killed the male cat. Its body is being examined by the Department of Fish and Wildlife. Experts don't know where it came from at this point. They say mountain lions don't live in Kentucky. In fact, this was the first adult mountain lion captured and killed in the state. And because it's a mountain lion, it's a public safety concern.
That is an animal that is put on this earth to eat. And it being relatively close to a human city, focal center, human activity, darting it, the time constraints involved in waiting for it to get there, the decision was made to euthanize the animal, and it was the right decision.
Officials say the mountain lion did not hurt anyone or any animals while it was on the loose here in Bourbon County. In Bourbon County, Sam Smith, WKYT.
And officials are now looking into the possibility that that mountain lion was in captivity. Today, we have learned it will take months to repair damage from a train derailment. The ground beneath the tracks gave way yesterday morning, sending a car full of coal into Stoner Creek in Bourbon County. The EPA says a road will be built over the next 3 days to get the coal out of the creek. Crews will also have to build a wall to support the set of tracks that collapsed. We'll have more details on what's next coming up for you on WKYT News at 5:30. We are working on a number of other stories for you on WKYT starting at 4:30. Sam Dick joins us now from the newsroom with a look at some of the news that's in progress. Hi, Sam.
Good afternoon, Amber. 2 people have died in a crash involving a cattle truck. It happened on Kentucky 30 near the Jackson-Laurel County line. Investigators say a truck hauling goats and the car collided head-on. They have not released a lot of details about the crash. The drivers of both vehicles were killed, and police have not released the names. We're told the cattle truck driver had just left his home and was on his way to the stockyards when the crash happened. You'll hear from emergency management coming up on WKYT News at 4:30. A health alert this afternoon. The Lexington-Fayette County Health Department says there's been another outbreak of shigellosis. In a typical year, there are 2 or 3 cases, but this year there have been more than 150. A bacteria causes the highly contagious form of diarrhea, and it's spread through person-to-person contact.
Normally, it's kids who are affected by it, again, in the daycares, but right now it's everywhere. Anybody in the community can be affected by this, and we're seeing the reports of that. It's young, old, everyone.
Coming up on WKYT News at 5, you'll hear from a daycare about how they're planning on dealing with the outbreak should it reach them. That's a look at some of the news in progress. Amber, back to you.
Sam, thank you. Now to some stories making headlines across the world at 4. A bloody attack in Pakistan today. It is one of the worst attacks to hit that area in years. Taliban gunmen stormed a school which is run by Pakistan's military, killing 126 people, most of the victims children. Emily Schmidt reports.
The siren spoke volumes in northwest Pakistan as one ambulance after another rushed terrorist victims to the hospital. It's terrible anytime. Worse this time because the victims are children who were studying in their classrooms when authorities say 6 Taliban militants attacked. The siege stretched for hours. More than 130 children, many of them between the ages of 12 and 16, did not survive. 9 staffers were also killed. Those who survived describe chaos. One student says he used his school tie as a tourniquet after terrorists shot him during a math test. Another describes hiding under an auditorium bench when he says an attacker called out, "Kill them."
It is an act of horror.
The UN Secretary General says going to school should not be an act of bravery. President Obama issued a statement echoed by his press secretary.
The United States condemns these attacks in the strongest possible terms.
The Pakistan Taliban claim responsibility for the attack, calling it revenge for a recent deadly offensive by the Pakistani military. A Pakistani military official says that offensive will continue with more than 3,200 operations so far. Many of the victims are soldiers' children, suddenly thrown into conflict by the terrorists. Their parents are paid to fight. I'm Emily Schmidt reporting.
A Pakistani military official tells news outlets that the 6 attackers were on a suicide mission and had ammunition and supplies to last for days. The military believes the siege would have continued had commandos not killed them first. People in Australia are paying tribute to 2 hostages killed in a siege at a Sydney cafe. That standoff began Monday morning when officials say an Iranian-born Islamic extremist burst into the cafe and held 17 people hostage. In the end, the gunman and 2 hostages died. 4 others were wounded. Australian police are not saying whether the hostages were killed by the gunman or by police during that rescue. Well, you may hate them, but airliners love them. Find out how much money that carriers took in this year. That's a WKYT Money Watch. And some online retailers are opening up brick and mortar shops, but they're not what you think. The details coming up on WKYT News at 4. All those baggage fees are adding up. The Transportation Department says the 27 airlines in the U.S. took in nearly $1 billion from baggage fees in just the last quarter, 9% more than the same time last year. JetBlue recently announced it would start charging to check a bag, which means Southwest is the only big airline to offer a free checked bag. Some people like shopping in stores, others prefer shopping online. Well, now you can do both. Catherine Hauser explains.
I thought you could try these on.
No iPad, no laptop, not even a couch.
All right. How does everything feel?
But this is how Eric Schroeder shops online.
A lot of nice stuff for work.
This is Bonobo's Guide Shop. They're the online retailer known for men's pants.
We like to think of it as a physical representation of our website.
Over here, you have denim? At this store, they have one of everything. Just one, though. You can feel it, you can try it on, you just can't take it home.
Pants.
A personal attendant or guide walks a shopper through all the options. And an online order is placed, shipping is free.
Online shopping continues to grow by double digits, but that's despite constant complaints from cyber shoppers.
I can't see the merchandise. You can't try things on when you have to return stuff from online.
Those types of frustrations are prompting online brands like Amazon to plan stores. Warby Parker, the site known for fashionable eyeglasses, is now open for business.
For some people, online is great, and for others, an in-store personalized experience works best for them.
This approach allows e-retailers to provide a new level of customer service without the full expense of a large store and massive amounts of inventory.
To be honest with you, it's something that I really like, just being able to, make sure everything, looks good in the mirror, fits right, and then, it comes right to your door.
In Boston, I'm Catherine Hauser for CBS News.
And how about this? Warmer temperatures could make you less productive at work. The National Bureau of Economic Research finds that productivity decreases nearly 1% for every degree the average temperature is above 59 degrees. The study also finds income drops about $5 a day when the average temperature climbs above 77 degrees.
Nicholasville and alumni, we're dealing with just basically normal traffic flow for rush hour through there. A couple of trouble spots. One, we're seeing slow traffic on Richmond Road right now, approaching the circle. That doesn't get better until past Man o' War. Also, on the inner loop of Man o' War, where they're doing that construction, that is going to be just prior to, or just past Palumbo over toward Richmond Road. It's backed up right now at the moment with about an 8 to 10 minute delay. Now back to you in the studio.
Officer Don, thank you. 'Tis the season to do something special for others, or maybe even yourself if you like.
I'm a fan of that. How about giving the gift of a warm holiday meal? Deanne Stevens out and about today, actually in the kitchen, cooking it up for us. Hello there, Deanne. She's at Woodford.
Good afternoon, guys. We are in the kitchen of Woodford Reserve, where we are cooking up something very special for you. Yeah, you like the looks of that, because that's how they're cooking everything these days. Weta Michael is with us, and you are such a fancy chef. You put things together, throw things together, and it's all delicious.
Oh, thank you. Well, I'm so proud to have you here in my little kitchen down here on Glens Creek at Woodford.
It is beautiful here, and folks have the opportunity not only to enjoy your cooking, my dear, but to enjoy the grounds of Woodford Reserve.
Absolutely. This is, in my opinion, the most beautiful distillery in Kentucky. I'm so proud to be able to cook here, and they give tours year-round, and this is a special holiday time at Woodford. We're decorated, we're doing candlelight tours, we have engraved bottles, all kinds of stuff.
Well, I love this as a Christmas present, and I'm going to let you get started. I love this as a Christmas present because my mom's always the don't get me a dust collector, send me to Woodford Reserve for lunch.
Well, for the woman or man that has everything, a bottle of good Kentucky Spirit like Woodford Reserve never fails to please.
Or a good meal from Weta Michael, right? All right, what are we cooking up right now?
Well, we are going to bake, this is a Delmonico steak, and we have prime rib on our holiday dinner menu right now. And this, I can't do the whole prime rib for you right now today, but we're going to do this beautiful steak. This is one of our most requested recipes here at the distillery, and it's been marinated in bourbon for about 24 hours and a little bit of shallot. We season it. Everything I cook, usually when it comes to meat, I use a cast iron skillet for it.
Okay, and it's always marinated in bourbon too, right?
Yes, and for the prime ribs, we take the huge prime ribs, we use early times in our bourbon, and we use Woodford in the sauce. And that's one of the tips I tell people when you're cooking with bourbon. It's just like cooking with olive oil. You want to use that premium spirit to finish with, and you want a little bit more.
Don't use some old cheap brand. Use Woodford, right?
Well, I'm very privileged chef in this state to be able to use Woodford Reserve.
Exactly.
But yeah, and so we marinate the prime rib overnight. We use a little bit of shallot. We use the bourbon, and then we'll roast it like that. We do the same thing with turkeys, with all kinds of birds, and then we're going to make a green peppercorn sauce and finish this steak off with that beautiful sauce.
My goodness, it smells amazing. All right, you're going to flip that over there.
Let it flip.
What else is on the menu with this?
So we have a sweet potato gratin. We make our own, which I'll show you here in just a second. And we make our own marshmallow topping for that, or we use a meringue topping. We have a 7-layer salad, a beautiful broccoli salad. And at night, we do the salmon kentuckiaki, which is bourbon, Woodford, sorghum, soy.
Get your reservations, and this is a great Christmas present. How do folks get reservations?
They need to call the Woodford Reserve reservation line, which is 859-879-1953.
Now, coming up at 4:50, there's a chocolate bourbon bread pudding made with Woodford Reserve, and they're actually sharing the recipe with us. That's coming up at 4:50, and we'll show you how the finished product comes out. I'm going to give it a little taste.
Oh, I can't wait.
I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about at Woodford Reserve, preparing for the holidays. Back to you guys.
Let me tell you what, I've been out there to eat those meals, and they are fantastic, so you can put me down on the Christmas
I was
list
hungry before that. Now I'm starving.
Wait, we still have a whole other segment to go with it.
I've got a long way to go still before I can eat.
Well, those with diabetes don't have to miss out on holiday feasts. We will take a look for you in Better Living. And some new research warns about injuries linked to indoor tanning. The details coming up here on WKYT News at 4. It is time now for Better Living, health, education, and consumer news that impacts your life. Holiday dinners can be difficult for those with diabetes because everything you eat affects your blood sugar. However, reading labels before you cook can keep your holiday feast festive. Marley Maloney reports.
The holidays are packed with so many great foods, but that can mean trouble if you're diabetic. So here's some things to keep in mind when you're preparing a holiday meal. Count your carbohydrates. Carbs raise blood sugar, so look at the total carbohydrates on the label, not just the sugar. Watch out for fruits, dairy, starchy vegetables, and grains. Watch your salt. Soups and broth are usually packed with sodium. Either cut back or use a low-sodium broth in holiday recipes. Also, cut down on both saturated and trans fats. One tip for recipes calling for soup, you can usually find a healthy version with less fat.
Fat can also be something that can keep us heart healthy, which is very important with diabetes, and also to decrease some calories in some of these recipes.
Don't forget to eat your protein at every meal. Try to choose lean cuts of chicken, fish, and pork. And don't forget to limit your sugar intake, especially in desserts. Try fresh fruit or frozen fruit with no added sugar, or canned fruit in 100% fruit juice. And finally, be prepared when you're going to a potluck to take along a healthy option. That way, if everything else there is on the unhealthy side, you'll have something to eat. For today's Health Minute, I'm Mary Maloney.
A new report from the Centers for Disease Control shows there are about 3,200 indoor tanning-related injuries every year. Skin burns are the most common. Researchers say injuries have decreased in recent years, which is likely due to less people using tanning beds. A review of 40 studies finds yoga may provide the same benefits as aerobic exercise when it comes to lowering cardiovascular disease risk. Researchers say that might be because of yoga's ability to reduce stress. For more health, education, and consumer news, just log on to WKYT.com and click on Better Living.